Fairtex Training Center in Pattaya, Thailand. Probably the most notorious famous gym here in Pattaya because as far as I know, Fairtex, this is their headquarters here in Pattaya. It's a hotel together with a gym so you can stay there. Looks pretty luxurious from the website and the pictures and all of that, but I will go there right now, test it, and who knows, maybe we'll even see Stamp Fairtex or any of the other legends, Muay Thai legends that train there, and I will give you a detailed gym review at the end where I rate it compared to other gyms also here in Pattaya. So stay tuned until the end and enjoy. Let me show you through the gym. Here you have a MMA cage. Right next to the MMA cage you have a nice little mat space with all different kinds of bags. You have a fence there as well for some cage work, and then behind the mirror on the left hand side that you just saw, there's actually a cold plunge that was not in use when I was there, but it is in use at some days as far as I know. Here you see the MMA cage again with a nice little Fairtex logo in the middle, and here now we're heading towards the strength and conditioning area. On the right hand side you can see one of the rings as well, and here is the main strength and conditioning area, kind of a CrossFit area. There's a bigger gym weightlifting area that you will see in a second. Here you see all the stars, all the most famous fighters that are active right now. Here you have the strength and conditioning area, as I just said. One of the rings, now you can see in the distance as well all the other rings. They have about 5 rings if I remember right, which is really awesome. And now I'm heading towards my coach. You will see him smile like crazy right now. He was very happy to see me again. He was doing my private. Very cool guy. And here I'm just asking him if that's the sauna behind there on the left hand side, the wooden thing. And he just, in Thai English, tells me that yeah, that's the sauna, blah blah blah, go to the sauna. So here, right next to this ring, no, there's way more than 5 rings. There's like 10 rings or something. I didn't even remember that. On the left hand side you can see one of the shops. They have like 2 shops, or maybe it's 2 in 1, as you will see in a second. You see here the second shop. I don't know if they're connected, but yeah, there's a shop inside the training center. There's also a shop outside the training center, which is pretty cool. And here behind the last ring it continues. By the way, this looks so cool. Since 1971, 2025, 54 years. Really cool look. Here it continues with more mat space, with more bags. It's insane how much mat space they have. It's so cool. And yeah, this is just also a Muay Thai area. We're still in the Muay Thai only area actually. You'll see the other stuff in a second. Here just mat space with all different kinds of bags. I really like the concept of that. Here's actually where I'm at Stamp, right here. And on the left hand side now, okay, first I'll show you some pictures. Some really cool pictures that just add to the design of the whole facility. Here you see it's the Muay Thai room that we have been in the whole time. And now I'm gonna show you, yes, this is the BJJ MMA room. You can see wall mats, there's cage on the left hand side. Really spacious room actually for a Muay Thai gym, for the grappling part of the training. And here's the gym I was talking about, the weightlifting gym. Actually really big for a martial arts gym. This is a really big gym space with all different kinds of equipment. Actually, at the right next to the sauna, there's even more gym equipment that I didn't really show you yet, or didn't really show you here. Here you see the belts of Stamp Fairtex. Really cool to see them so up close, of the legend Stamp. And now, what else do we see? Some more pictures. It's just really the whole design. You can see they really put some thoughts in there. It really just feels cool walking through there. This is the whatever, I can't find the word right now. Storage room, whatever. And this is the changing room, shower room, toilet, whatever. It's so spacious, really cool. There's space for a lot of people there. Several different toilets, several different showers. Something that if you know my channel, I really appreciate. I don't know why I filmed the toilet here, but maybe it's interesting for you to see how the toilet looks. And as you can see, there's so much space, which is really cool and makes it so much more convenient. A scale as well, if you have to do the weigh-ins. And yeah, some storage, little storage things to put your stuff in, which is very good as well if there's so many people there and you don't
have the ability to watch your bag at all times. Here you can change and all of that. I don't know what that room is. Could be a sauna in the future, who knows. And here are all the showers. I really like that there's separate showers, so you can shower in peace, go in there naked, because in Thailand you cannot always go in naked to the showers. So with this one, no one will have a problem with it. You can shower like a normal human being. And this shower did not work perfectly well. As you can see, it was pretty soft and it was leaking. But some other showers were great. The one that I showered in was actually pretty decent and no problem at all. Very spacious as well. Space to put your towel, space to put your... There's actually shower gel from them as well that you can use, but I always take my personal one, a antibacterial one. But yeah, really spacious changing rooms. And now from the changing rooms we go outside, and really quick I'll show you the hotel lobby, or the entrance of the whole building. I don't know why my camera pointed to the ground that much. I thought I was filming the lobby the whole time, but somehow my camera was pointing to the ground. I'm sorry for that. But the lobby looks really luxurious, and the whole hotel seems to be pretty cool, especially for a martial arts gym. I've been to many that offer accommodation. This looks very luxurious, and you feel like you walk into a 5-star hotel. The staff is pretty cool as well at the front desk. And here you just see the outside real quick. It's right next to the street, in the middle of everything. So yeah, location is pretty cool, but more about that right now in the final review.
All right, let's rate the Fairtex training camp. I made some notes while I was there. I'm gonna read you the notes that I did in the moment that came to my mind. I'm gonna give you a summary of the price and all of that, and my official rating as well. So let's come to the notes. A lot of attention for students. I felt like that even though it was a normal class, a general class, I saw everyone, or nearly everyone, hitting pads with a coach. I did not really get the organization. It was not like a normal class where everyone groups on the mat and coach say like, okay, now this, now this, now this, you go there, you go there. I just felt like out of nowhere, a lot of guys were in the ring with a coach hitting pads. Some guys were on the back, so I was like, how did that happen? But yeah, a lot of attention for students, a lot of coaches. Normally you have like 3 coaches, 4 coaches at most. This gym had so many coaches, was insane. So a lot of attention for students. And the champs are there at the same time. I saw Stan Fairtex, a lot of other guys that fight at 1 and all of them were all there, just normal training at the same time. Was very cool. A very big and cool facility with lots of rings. Yes, there was an insane amount of rings as you just saw. And really cool facility. Honestly, I was very positively surprised. Everything you could need, there's really everything there. Good showers and big locker. Yes, hotel looks amazing. Very friendly staff. More expensive than the other gyms, or some of the other gyms in the area. 2.5-hour training. Let's get to the last 2 points. More expensive than most other gyms in the area. The local gyms in Pattaya mostly cost around 500 baht per training session for Muay Thai. Now, the Pattaya gym, the Fairtex gym costs 800 baht for one session. The weird thing is, a BJJ session, they also offer BJJ and MMA, even though if you are a MMA person that focuses on MMA, I would not advise you to go to Pattaya in general. I would rather go to Phuket if you want to go to Thailand. Yeah, Phuket is probably the place for MMA, but I'll still rate that as well because I am an MMA channel at the end. But this is more of a Muay Thai review. But BJJ session costs 300 baht only. I don't really get why the Muay Thai session is 500 baht more expensive. It's kind of crazy, but yeah. MMA session costs 500 baht. I really don't know how they get to those prices, but it is what it is. Privates cost 2,000 baht, which I think is a fair price. The private was absolutely amazing that I had. I learned so much. I had such a great training session there. Those are the prices. So slightly more expensive than the local gyms, but they obviously offer and have much more accessibility and all of that than the local gyms. So at the end of the day, it's fair. 800 baht is affordable. And of course, if you go there for a longer time, you of course get a discounted price. You can see it all on the website. 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever is all, of course, cheaper than the single sessions. Then the 2.5-hour training is something that I found a little bit weird. That's also why I booked a private, because I was like, I'm not really looking forward to a 2.5 hour training, but then I looked it up. What I find pretty cool is on the website, they have a summary of their training sessions. They kind of write down how the training sessions go. So morning session, 7:30 to 10 a.m. There's 2 Muay Thai sessions a day, 1 BJJ session a day, and 1 MMA session a day. MMA and BJJ only Monday through Friday. Muay Thai Monday to Saturday. Sunday is always closed. So the 7:30 a.m. class starts with warm-up time, then Muay Thai basics, then hit the pads, and then clinch time. But it says new students should arrive at the gym by 7:45. This allows you to meet your trainer, get settled in, and participate in the warm-up exercises before the core training begins at 8 a.m. So the core training begins at 8. That means 7:30 to 8 is kind of the warm-up time. What I find weird is it seems on the website like the half-hour warm-up time is kind of like you don't have to attend if you don't want to, which is weird to me. For me, if you have a training schedule, you have to be there the whole training. That's at least how I see it, but they of course can do it however they want. So the training session itself is 2 hours, which I think is still a little bit too much because you cannot go 2 hours really intensive. Then you will overtrain your body. I think 1 to 1.5 hours is the sweet spot. But hey, you do a 2-hour session, that's fine with me. It's just not what I prefer. Afternoon session, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Get strong drills is how it starts. Then advanced moves. So this is the advanced training, and then sparring, which I have mixed feelings about because this means they have sparring daily. And of course it says optional, the sparring sessions, but you know how it is in the gym. When coach says, okay, now let's spar, you don't want to be the guy that's like, okay, I'm watching or I'm going home. It's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? So you automatically kind of spar as well. And if you spar daily, I am not a fan of that. Of course, you can say, yeah, you can do light sparring, but you know how it is in gyms where you meet random people. There's always that type of guy there or several of those guys that do not really know what light means. And even if you try to be professional fighters, daily sparring is not something that I'm a fan of. But of course, if you do daily technical sparring, that's something different. But then you do it with a dedicated training partner. Designated training partner that you know and you trust and you know each other, right? But that's with randoms. So I'm not the biggest fan of sparring daily, but hey, at the end of the day, it's optional and you can also attend the morning class, even though it's the basic class. But yeah, it is what it is. I think the training schedule could be a little bit better. I like when sparring is sparring days, when you have, for example, Saturdays or Wednesdays or both or whatever, 1 or 2 days a week that is just, hey, 10 to 12 is just sparring, come and go whenever you want, sparring. And the normal trainings are always without sparring because then beginners can come, they don't have to be scared of, I don't know, having to attend sparrings, or even people that do not like to spar. I'm someone that does not like to necessarily spar, especially with randoms, because I do not want to be a professional fighter and I do not want unnecessary brain damage. So yeah, that's just my opinion. But now to the official rating, or to the rating itself. The facility, first of all, for you guys, if you don't know my gym reviews, I always rate facility, staff, location, equipment, merch, and then give an overall rating, right? Facility, I gave it a 9.8. That is the highest I've ever gave any gym for the facility. The facility, I mean, I have never been in a gym that is that big, that nicely equipped. Of course, the equipment comes in a second, but like you have everything. You have showers, several showers, spacious changing rooms, toilets, 10 rings or something like that, an MMA cage, lots of mat space, grappling space with wall mats and all of that. Cage at 2 different spaces. You have a cage or at least cage fences to do the fence wrestling part for MMA. You have a fully equipped big gym, a full gym at the end of the day, weightlifting gym. You have a kind of CrossFit strength and conditioning part there. You have a sauna. You have a cold plunge that at some days is there. I still don't really get the whole concept behind the cold plunge, but the sauna is there. You have everything. You can live there because there's a hotel there that is very cheap, by the way. The hotel, next time, I don't ever want to go back to Pattaya. I did not like it, but if I ever come back, I will stay at the Fairtex Hotel because it's a real hotel that just has a gym at the back door, a huge freaking gym. So it's so cool. Facility, I give it a 9.8. The only way how it could be even better is if the sauna would be bigger and the cold plunge would work every day and they would have a restaurant or something, you know what I mean? But 9.8 is the biggest I can give any gym. Staff, I give a 9.3, but this is more my fault because I didn't really have time to meet everyone and to have a training session with everyone to really give an overall rating that makes sense. But they all seemed super nice, everyone that I met. I didn't have one bad interaction, they all seemed super friendly, so 9.3 is a very good rating. The location, I give it a 9.6 because it is between Central and North Pattaya. It is right around the Central Terminal 21 mall, a big mall where you have tons of restaurants and shops and whatever. You have massage shops around the hotel, you have restaurants, even outside of the mall, restaurants there, you have laundry right around the corner, like you have everything you need. The location is perfectly fine. Of course, depending on where you are in Pattaya, it's a little bit longer or a little bit closer, but it's perfectly fine. Location, 9.6. Then the equipment. The equipment, I gave it a 9.7 because, I mean, they have their own equipment. It's a Fairtex gym. It's not just that they just buy some random equipment and they have it is damaged. Everything seems very new, good quality, of course, Fairtex. They have everything. They have 10,000 different bags, which if you know my gym reviews, I always appreciate if you have different kinds of bags. I mean, they have everything you could ask for. So I gave the equipment a 9.7 because there are certain, maybe you could also say that's part of the facility, but of course some mats could be renewed hypothetically. Not that it bothers me, but yeah, 9.7. Then the merch was kind of hard to rate because it's not really merch, it's their brand here, the Fairtex shorts. I gave it a 9.8 just because they have everything you need in terms of merch. I'm not sure if they have specifically stuff only for the Pattaya gym that you cannot buy online, which would be something that I would want, but I'm not sure. But that's something that they should have, in my opinion. Most other gyms have that, the local brand gyms, so I would imagine they have that, because I went to the wrong shop. I went to the shop on the outside, don't make that mistake. There's on the outside of the gym, there's also a Fairtex shop, but before the Fairtex shop, there is a normal fight shop, and I did not go all the way back to look at what it says, with all Fairtex equipment as well. And I went in there thinking this is the official Fairtex shop, and then I saw Ochi Fightwear there and one other brand as well, and I was like, huh. I asked the girl, like, does Ochi Fightwear belong to Fairtex? Because I know Ochi Fightwear. I was like, how does it belong to Fairtex? And she was like, yes. She probably just didn't understand what I said. She was like, yes. I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I really thought I learned something new. Ochi Fightwear belongs to Fairtex. I only bought Fairtex stuff there, but I was like, okay, interesting. And then I went out. And then I saw another Fairtex shop. And I was like, huh. I went in there. I was like, you have two shops? She was like, no, only one. I was like, I just been to the Fairtex shop next door. No Fairtex. I was like, huh? I was also surprised, but confused. But anyways, look at what it says. There's only one Fairtex shop outside. The other one is a mixed fight shop, but it is what it is. The merch is, back to the merch, of course, top quality, top-notch quality of everything you need. And that's why I gave the merch a 9.8. Overall, that gives the Fairtex gym I rate the Muay Thai side. MMA rating is kind of tough because it's not necessarily an MMA gym, it's not what it specializes in. That's not the reason why you should go there necessarily. For the Muay Thai part, I give it a 9.65. That's kind of the summary of all those numbers I mentioned. 9.65. This is, I think, the highest rating I've ever gave any gym. Of course, I've never rated a pure Muay Thai gym. But 9.65, I mean, if you are anywhere close to Pattaya, I would advise you to go there. This is a dream gym to train in. I could see myself going there. I don't plan to go to Pattaya for that long, but if I would plan to go there for 1-2 months and
send him 2-3 years Dagestan and forget.
And just live and train there, it's absolutely awesome. You're lacking of nothing in there. It's a gym that I would, from my heart of hearts, advice to anyone that is around the area to go to. It's really, I am insanely positively impressed by the gym. I absolutely love the gym and I definitely want to go back. The MMA part, if you do an MMA review, I would give it a 9.3 maybe, just because I'm pretty sure the MMA training, BJJ training is not like, you can see it's not their main focus. So I would imagine they probably also do not have the craziest coaches there and all of that, and they only have one session a day. So it's not a gym that I would necessarily go to for MMA. It's mainly a Muay Thai gym, so I will mainly go there for Muay Thai. And for Muay Thai, it's one of the best gyms probably in all of Thailand, right? You could probably go even higher than 9.65, but I just like to always leave room for improvement, because of course the showers could be nicer, cleaner, newer. It can always be better, and I always like to leave room for improvement there. So 9.65, my official review for the Fairtex Training Center, you guys. If you liked this review, like this video, guys, write in the comments what you thought. Have you ever been there? Do you want to go there? Do you have any questions about it? Write in the comments you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, would appreciate that. I hope I did not forget anything. I'm pretty tired, it's late at night here, but stay bloody, you guys, and until the next one, bye-bye. Bloodsport out.